Hello everyone. So if you're here because of Dauntless content that I usually make, I have to make this video because I'm feeling really not great about Dauntless. I hope doesn't turn out to be a rant video, but I'm just gonna talk about what I felt when I got back to Dauntless and my views for the future and my decision making about Dauntless for this channel. Now, first of all, when I returned to Dauntless right after the vacations and after the updates, that there was already 2 updates, I really didn't have a lot to, get me invested in. The entire reward caches all remain the same, and they are, tedious tasks. Especially the free battle pass has absolutely nothing to offer. The reward cache itself, as cosmetics that I could get, but I'm already full of cosmetics, and I don't really like this new one, so I'm skipping that. I did see that there was a new rush down cell, which because the method that I use, I just open up a bunch of cells, and then I combine them in the cell trader, and I got the rush down cell, which isn't really. I mean, it isn't really. I mean, many people complain about the stamina bar and having to spend stamina in the game. I really don't. You got potions for stamina. I really don't use them except for chain blades. Other than that, you can always holster the weapon and use it or not use it. So rush down cell doesn't feel like a game changer or a really necessary cell for me particular. I also did the small quests that were there. I don't think I finished rumors, but they lowered some requisitions for rumors, so I completed a couple of stages of that, but I didn't complete the room itself. I did do the Far Slayer Gardener quest. It's on an island, and it started off okay, just exploring the island, doing little tasks, but it also became tedious really fast. Just doing that thing. It felt like a rumor, like in this fall version. I did like that. They added a few things to the islands. They did added a few new discoveries. They added a cave on that particular island, so that was cool. But it just felt tasky, boring. And all you do in the end is plant the Everseed. Now, I hope that the Everseed does allow for another quest. Maybe it builds this gigantic tree, and that tree maybe lead to another island or a new behemoth. Maybe that'll be okay. But as the quest goes, it wasn't really all that. I also fought the new behemoth, the Harsh Shaper Fenroar. It felt a bit like the same one, but the real problem I had with him was he does this small jump where he doesn't hover even, so it's like strike when he jumps. If your camera isn't positioned correctly, or if it's top down and he jumps on you, you can't really see where he's coming from or where he's. And the part that he goes underground doesn't really affect me. I mean, sure, it's a problematic, but if you just roll out of the way and then figure out where he is, it's not really complicated. But what I did like was that in both occurrences I found once in Escalation, I think, and another one on the islands, was that camouflage really seemed to work really well. I was trying to look for him, and because he's got this dark green and he's in the shadows, I could sometimes really see him, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. Maybe they could use that a little bit better, maybe. But as battles goes, was if you are at the high level at the end game of the game of where we have all the perks and the weapons and the armors, you wouldn't really get a problem fighting this new behemoth. Speaking of weapon and armors, this behemoth does provide a cool weapon that for all the weapons that he provides, I have parasitic with it, which is a cell that I do use some in some of my builds. The armor is a little bit complicated because it has stunning vigor, which I don't use, and engineer. Good if you use pylons or maybe on trials, which I don't really go much to, but and as of course the new cell, the rushdown cell. So the armor itself doesn't have a despite apart from engineer, the other two are really not that useful, but it's something for you to work for. And speaking of now trials, since I already mentioned it, trials' endgame is really not where it's supposed to be. I mean, the only reason I even do trials is if there's a rumor or a daily task to do it, and I use the tokens mainly to buy consumables because crafting the consumables with Granny takes a lot of resources, so it's easier to buy them. I do rarely do the gold token, the harder trials just because I couldn't be bothered with it, because to buy tokens I have enough tokens with the blue ones. But it's the only reason maybe people that already have everything in every cell might do them. The cosmetics I don't really go for that anymore. I got the armor, and I'm not going to work for the weapons. That's not for me. The only other end game would be heroic escalation. But heroic escalation is really useful if you have been playing the game for long or really have no life. I mean, really, you're going to do this over and over again to get a crown. You need to do 5 times, and you have to get each crown, and then you have the ultimate crown, which most people, I haven't seen a lot of people with them. Most people play and got the radiant crown, which is one that's more beautiful. But other than that, not. I mean, if they put heroic escalation, some kind of a meta weapon like a bow, like a bow, like I've been saying all this, maybe a meta weapon or meta armor, maybe then people will play it. And the more parts you got, the better the easier the heroic escalation would become, or the faster you can do heroic escalation, even better for the players. Maybe then people would go to heroic escalation, or maybe try a little harder. In my case, I did it like once or twice, and I was just, it was just boring to me doing the same thing. I already did a normal escalation. Doing this just for, I don't know, rams and tokens doesn't really appeal to me. So, yeah, I don't do that. Upon my return, the only thing I did do was finish building the weapons for phalanx that I hadn't built before. So I went and farming phalanx while, still doing a little bit of the battle pass, which I think I'll do till the end, because platinum is there, and if there's a new cosmetic that I really like, I have enough platinum to buy the entire battle pass without actually playing the game. Which seems like not a compliment, and I can't say that it is, but if I see something I like, instead of just playing the game all over again, I can just buy these things. About playing the game itself, I don't know, I don't see a lot of reason to do it. And I'm going to explain to you why. The reason I started playing Dauntless was because I was burned out of Warframe, and I wanted to play something that wasn't a shooter. It was something that was a melee based, hack and slash, beat 'em up, that sort of thing. At the time at the store, there was the only one that really attracted me was Dauntless. And so I stick with those. I play Warframe as my main, and then when I felt burned out or I felt to do other things, I played with Dauntless. And the game is fine. The game works. I mean, it doesn't have to be all that, but it just it has enough player base and enough content for you to play. The thing is, after Dauntless, in recent years, I think it was 2 years ago, came out Genshin Impact, and I gave it a try. And I've been jumping between the three, but now I've been playing Genshin a whole lot more. I'm more invested in the characters, in the exploration, in the story, and I've started to leave Dauntless behind because Dauntless doesn't have a story, and it's just repetitive tasks over and over again to get more weapons, to then get a new weapon, to then do more repetitive tasks, which is like what I already do in Warframe. So when it comes to melee and then combat like that, I don't think Dauntless is particularly in a good phase. It's not in a bad phase, but it's slowly losing its traction. Some things are still missing, like slot names, that you cannot name the slot. So every time I return to the game, I'll have to look to what the hell I've built on any slot to understand, oh, this is the build I use for this character, or this behemoth, or this island, or something like that. You don't have a proper inventory. You need to go to talk to the people that build the weapons, the people that have the cells, so that you can have access to those lists, and that shouldn't be so. You should have own proper, inventory. And the thing that really gets me, and it got me in the beginning already, I didn't like it already, but because there was nothing else I played it, was the lack of a lock-on target, camera, and no cancel animation. Something that we do have in Genshin. So combat is a lot faster, your decisions are a lot faster, you're going through enemies a lot faster, your decision to beat each enemy at a time is also a lot cooler, because you can focus on one enemy and not the other, more focus one element and do one and the other. And in Dauntless we can't do that. There's no way to lock on the specific part of the behemoth. There's no way for you to be hitting him, and then if he starts an attack you can cancel the animation to make a dodge or to get out of the way. The only one who couldn't do that is maybe a little bit Chainblades, although they have been nerfed in recent times. So yeah, all that just aggravates when you're really into high-end combat, and I don't like it. I never liked it. I never liked it. So it's one of those reasons that already pushes me away, and now it's really the fundamental reason at the end that okay, when I started playing this game, I already didn't like this. I find this other one which I enjoy more and has things that I like. So it's really complicated for me to invest myself in Dauntless as I did before. To add to that, for the rest of the year, the coming months, there will be nothing new in the game. I mean, there will be a lot of events for, XP and all that, and tokens and all that, but I really don't feel that I should be investing in it. I never got invested in reforging, so weapon XP really doesn't mean anything. I think it will be important for the players for them not to cap the XP that they put on the islands and on escalations, because that was just wrong. It was just wrong and it was stupid. They put Reforge and people figure out a way. They're okay. If I go to this building, I fight behemoths. 5-10 levels ahead of me. I can reforge weapons a lot faster. And they just took that away from us. And no. You're gonna reforge at this speed. You're gonna level up the weapon at this speed. And I really hate that they did that. They just they really kicked us in the balls because they sucker punched us with that. And now they're gonna make XP weekends and XP events for weapons. And I said, no, I don't need that. That said, next year there will be a new island, a new game mode, and a new behemoth. Probably, at least I hope, they'll probably make a new weapon. I hope they make a new weapon, which everybody wants to be a bow, and I hope it's a bow. If it's not a bow, something else, but a new weapon for us, to engage with the game in a different way. So, maybe next year I'll come back fully on it and be invested in it again. Right now, I'm not. I'm playing Warframe, I'm playing Genshin, and I'm finishing small tasks on Dauntless, like reforging my chain blades. I don't know if I'll reforge anything else. I'm missing 2 weapons, which is the spears and the repeaters, but I don't really think I need those to reforge at the max. And it's just a boring task to do the same thing 10 times for a weapon. So yeah. I still love the aesthetic of the game. I still have fun when I'm doing what I want to do in the game. But for now, uh, I'm done. Okay, I'm done with Dauntless. You'll probably not see much more Dauntless content on this channel for a long time. I'm just letting you know. If you're here for Dauntless content, I'm sorry to say it won't be much longer. I might do something maybe on Christmas or maybe on Halloween if I'm still around on it. But don't keep your hopes up. I mean, if I appreciate that you're saying, I appreciate you're subscribing to me for getting that content. I still play Warframe. I will not be making Genshin Impact content. I will not be switching to that because Genshin is. I mean, it's just too far ahead for me to even try to do that. It's just too big a game. But Dauntless content will be short and sweet over the next few months, at least till next year when the new island comes. Then maybe I'll come back to it and maybe I'll invest myself a little bit more in it. Right now, I'm just done with Dauntless, and I appreciate everyone that's been here with me for this ride, to appreciate my contact. Please do not unsubscribe. Please continue to watch this content. I hope you enjoy the content that I've made so far and enjoy the other content I'll be making. I'll still be making the demos and the free-to-play impressions videos. I hope you stick for those. I make them a lot smaller, so they don't take a lot of time for you to watch. They don't take a lot of time for me to make them. They're also small demos that you can invest yourself on. So stick around for that. Stick around for Warframe, and I hope to see you all in the next video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And as always, have a great game, guys.